Hey, I feel you on the 2025. Yeah, it's a hard year. I try not to get too political in my comedy because, I don't want to be canceled, by which I mean deported. I want everyone to feel comfortable, with what I do up here, no matter what your political beliefs, no matter whether you're a Trump-loving patriot or a terrorist, I want you to, those are the choices. This America. I had an allergy test. I don't know if anyone's had that, but they jabbed my arm with allergens. Has anyone had that? Yeah, it turns out I'm allergic to pricks. Yeah. Any pricks here tonight? Yeah. But on a more positive note, I got my STD results back. I'm waiting for them. I'm divorced after 20 years. I'm dating again. You gotta get the STD, tests and all that, do all the things. And you gotta. You should. But I have a lot of male friends who are married, who knew me when I was married, and it's hard when I see them. They look at me with this look in their eyes that just says, like, you poor lucky bastard. Like, I'm so glad my wife didn't divorce me, and I wish I were you. I was telling a friend, a female friend of mine suggested a threesome, and I was thinking about it, and I mentioned it to him, and he was like, do it. Do it for all of us. There was this hunger in his eyes. It was scary, frankly. So we'll see. Last time I was here, Jefferson asked me why I do stand-up comedy. Like, what's the end goal here? And I don't have an answer. I have several answers, though. One of which is, so I am trapped in a decaying meat sack. I don't know if anyone else trapped in a decaying meat sack. Yeah, it's absurd, right? I want to talk about it, and this is a great place to do it. So that's a reason. I think another reason is to get in touch with my Jewish roots, because, as you probably know, there's a long tradition of Jews feeling really uncomfortable and terrified, and stand-up comedy gives me that experience. So, speaking of which, does anyone here have a penis? Yeah, good. Yeah, any circumcised men here? Yeah, circumcised men? Well, shalom to you all, right? It's a covenant between you and Moses' God. So, So actually, of course, most American males of a certain age, maybe not the young ones, but they're circumcised, and Jewish or not. It's kind of interesting. I've been wondering if this is part of the reason why there's such a gun culture in America. You think about it, like the European males, not generally circumcised, they're not fixated on guns the way American males are. But the first experience of many American males is having something violently taken away from them. It makes sense you'd want to get a gun, right? They might come back. Hey, it's a theory. I have something that most of you probably do not have, most of you circumcised men. Not talking about my third nipple. I have a certificate of ritual circumcision, which my parents sent to me along with my birth certificate, which was just crazy when I got that. I was like, wow, they kept the receipt. What am I gonna do with this? But it was just a treasure trove of information. So it listed my godfather, who was my Uncle Abe. Not my real uncle. I didn't know you could adopt uncle. He was just a friend of my grandfather's. But so my strongest memory of him is when he sat me and my two brothers down, and he gave us each a $100 bill, and he told us to stay the hell away from black people. Yeah, so, if something had happened to my parents, I guess I would have gone to live with my racist not uncle, according to my certificate of penis snipping, because where else are you gonna put that piece of information? I think that's my time. You've all been great. Thank you so much for coming out.